Well, here we are on YouTube. Here you are joining us here, wherever you're joining us from, whether it's the recorded version of this, the YouTube version of this, live right now in Twitch, or Patreon. So there's lots of places to watch us. Ryan, what's going on today?
Well, this is a Patreon request. Murdoch, one of our faithful patrons, he always... Well, lately, he's been doing the album tier on our Patreon. We were very grateful for that. Mm-hmm. A lot of work doing the albums in a good way. Nathan and I take it very seriously. We take every request seriously, but the albums are unique because you're going from track one to the last track. We listen to every song all the way through. We never pause. And we listen to the song. We share our feelings after the song and move on to the next one. And I'm excited to do this. I've heard of the band. I feel like if you were to say, Ryan, have you ever heard of the band called Rival Sons? I'd be like, I think I've heard their name. That's all I know. Like, it's one of those bands where, like, hearing the band, I'm like, I've heard them before. Like, I know they exist, I think, as a band. So this is what he had to say, Murdoch. He said, here's my December request, thus my Christmas hoodie. You already reacted to one of the tracks on this album, live in the studio version. Oh,
we did.
Okay. We did. That's probably why my brain's like, you've heard
Maybe that's why we remember it.
Okay. I think you'll either love this for being a perfect retro rock or you'll hate it for being blatant retro rock. Here's one example how to do it right without becoming Greta Van Fleet. Ooh, good point. Yeah, don't be like those guys. No. And with that, I will take a bit of a break from the album tier. Oh, there, he just took... He's no longer going to support us in the album tier. Well, with that being said, let's just crap all over this album because he ain't going to be on that. No, I'm sorry. All right, well, here we go. Nathan, the first song from this album is called Electric Man. And Electric Man is the first single released from this album.
Okay, and I just want to say at the outset, I apologize that we don't have iTunes up. Maybe it'll be working for the second half of this album. For whatever reason, iTunes not working for me today. So, sorry, no lyrics. Here we go.
Take it to the sugar shack. I'm gonna take it to the sugar shack. 'Cause I'm electric. Yes, I am. Oh, I'm electric. I'm your electric man. I'm electric. Yes, I am. Oh, I'm electric. I'm your electric man. Your electric man. Electric man. I'm your electric man. Electric man. I'm your electric man. Electric man. I'm your electric man.
So the official lyric, or sorry, the title to the song is Electric Man, parentheses, take you to the Sugar Shack.
Oh, that was awesome. Okay. And you can tell when I like a song when you see me distracted for a little bit because you know what I'm doing.
Already?
It's on the playlist, baby.
Already?
Oh, yeah.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. So that song has all of that kind of like, those big drums when it's like boom, boom, boom. Like it's huge drums. It's like that stadium beat, right? You just imagine like floating in this like enormous car driving around in the country. I don't know. That's I always get that vibe when I'm like, oh yeah, it's a One Wheel playlist song, because like it has to just have that kind of constant beat going with it. So good candidate for the playlist. I'll see how long it lasts on the playlist. Sometimes I take them off, but
that's a whole other list.
the ones that, that got taken off
that get bumped
list.
off. Wow, yeah. I don't even want to know that. That's kind of depressing. About the pasture. Okay. Yeah. What I like about this so far is the deep lyrics, like this, for example. Hot lady, you're my sexy girl. Hot lady, gonna take you to the promised land. Take you to the promised land. I'm joking. Yeah. And I say that because this is a song, and I don't know if the whole album is this way, but that is what that 60s, 70s rock is all about. It's like, okay, yeah, the lyrics, sure. Mm-hmm. Led Zeppelin. Here's the King Kangaroo when the river is gold. Like we get like, sure, but I like that this is just balls to the wall, rock and roll, crunchy guitars, banging drums. Then the vocals, I don't know his name yet. I'll look it up, but just that, that's rock and roll singing. That who was it? Joe Cochran type yelling. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. That. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's a fantastic rock. It's a rock and roll song. It's not meant to have deep lyrics. The lyrics are almost irrelevant. It's like, yeah, you're a sexy lady. I want to take you home to the Sugar Shack. Like, perfect, perfect. That's it. That's all you need to know, and then it's just rock and roll.
Well, and I also want to say it's all done in a blues scale. So there's a heavy blues rock, and I love blues rock. So this is like checking off tons of boxes for me. Yep.
Great. Well, the next song, Nathan, is called "Good Luck." Parentheses. They all have parentheses. Good luck. It's going to hurt right now. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to read the lyrics on this one. Okay.
We're going to go stand in the doorway all night. You're so unhappy, baby, I'm sorry I wasted your time. But you didn't know that I'd let you go without a fight. Well, it's gonna hurt right now, but later you won't even cross my mind. Oh, it's so hard, but all I got to say is I say that you've got one foot out the door. If you're so unhappy, baby, I'm sorry my kisses got old. Day after day, there's something that I can't ignore. But night after night, I offer my body and you leave me cold. Good luck, baby, but you're gonna be sorry.
Yeah.
Another great song. Yeah, I like that one too.
Easily.
What were the lyrics on
look,
that one?
a little bit more to
okay.
lyrics on this one. Yeah. I mean, we got some stuff here. It's so hard. All I gotta say is good luck, baby, getting on without me. No, but I mean, all joking aside, it's a little bit more lyrics or storyline to this one. But again, it's the music. This is an album that will be. We're not reviewing the lyrics per se. This is a rock album, that bluesy, hard rock, bar rock sound, and you're there when you go to see a Rival Sons performance, let's say, or this show or this album. Let's say they played this album live. You're going there for the music, man. You're just like, yeah. And you're singing. I found myself already singing along at the end of the chorus because it's simple. So you're like, good luck. You're singing with them. So very smart type of playing when you see these guys live for the first time. Let's say they're an opening act for another band. You're like, oh, you're into it pretty quickly.
Yeah. I had like one of the thoughts that I had with this song and with this music so far is they're tapping into that 70s sound, right? In the 70s guitars. And this is a complex thought I'm about to share. So hopefully this makes sense.
Okay.
I've been thinking about this a lot lately, how like the pace of things. So when rock and roll was exploding in the 60s and 70s, the pace of that movement towards the 80s sound and eventually alternative rock was pretty quick. And because it kind of skipped past the 70s, there's a lot of unexplored territory, from the 60s and 70s that kind of just went, I'm just going to move right through that and go on to, whatever's the next best thing. And right. I find it interesting that we're going back and kind of re-exploring some of these areas. I think that's actually a concept. You can pick an area where we've done that, where it like whether it's inventions. Like I just heard today that they successfully harnessed nuclear fusion energy, which was an idea that was sort of abandoned. Like, yeah, we'll never get there. Nuclear fission is the only way to go. And now we're going back in time and going like, yeah, but what did we go past? What are some of these discoveries that we sort of skip past? So this to me is kind of like what Rival Sons is doing. They're tapping into an old idea that sort of got missed in history. And they're going like, let's take that and let's find more gems from those mines, so to speak.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Let's be
quiet. You lost me at nuclear fission. I'm sorry. I was in science class again. I'm like, hey, am I supposed to be taking notes? What? Turn to your textbooks there, folks. Okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to be taking notes, Ryan. Cheapers.
Yeah, we've heard that before. Okay. The next song, Nathan, is called Secret, parentheses, Just Bring Me a Jar Full of Shine. I love it. I love the second title afterwards is the best part. All right, track 3. Ooh.
Nice. Oh boy. there's an organ there.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. And I know you're gonna keep it. I'm gonna tell you a secret. And I know you're gonna keep it. Let me tell you a secret. I know you're gonna keep it. I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Oh, that one got started on like this fast beat. It just didn't let up.
No.
In the middle there was a little bit of almost a lull. It almost reminded me of Whole Lot of Love, Led Zeppelin. Just certain parts of it.
Sure.
But it's still its own music. Like
Yes.
it's got its own sound. That was an excellent song. I think that one's like, I'm gonna have to like decide which song off this album stays on the One Wheel playlist.
Wow, only one song from the album can go on the One Wheel playlist? Is that how that works?
More can, but like I'm gonna put some on, and then if I'm like, I'm gonna skip it, and then I'll realize that I've skipped it, and then it's out.
Well, I feel like of the three so far, that's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had an opening. If you listen to that opening again, I know we can't quite go back. The opening was It's So Easy, that bass line.
Oh yeah.
Yes. They must listen to Guns N' Roses. But that opening bass line, it sounded almost like the beginning of It's So Easy. But anyways, yeah, great stuff. Honest. Why did I say honest? So I read honest in the chat.
I love.
Sorry.
I love his scream when he
Yes.
brings in the scream. It's like, it's not like grating. I've heard some people try and pull off screams, and you're like,
Right.
I get it. You listen to some other band that screams, but his scream is genuine and it sounds very rich. It's a good scream. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that. A good scream.
I got scream. Okay.
I scream.
All right. I scream. You scream. We all scream.
Why? What's wrong with your face?
Lots of things. Just ask my ex-wife and my 20 ex-girlfriends. Okay. Okay, so the next song, Nathan, is called... Oh, did I say anything about the song? Yeah, that was an awesome song. It's my favorite of the three. I love the vocal work, love that bass line. That was all blues bass there, man. If you listen to that bass...
And I just love it when when the bassist starts going into like he's like doing the same as the drummer. You know what I mean? Going as fast as the drum beat. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
I like it a lot.
What's
A
next?
lot. Play the Fool, which I do every day.
What's the bracket start?
The bracket. I'm getting there. Play the Fool, and the brackets is the way that girls talk.
Play the
I
fool. The way that girls talk.
The way the girls. I prefer my girls to be silent.
I was watching right up until you said,
You guys are beside the. Yes, we are. All right, let's do it.
well, Ryan is anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Took a while before I figured it out. The way the girls talk, it's all over school.
switch to a swing beat. Man, that song was all over the place, and I don't mean in a bad way. It was like, and I want to say this at the beginning, okay? This band is a drummer's band, okay? And you can hear it by the way how much more you hear the drums than you would say like quite a few other bands, right?
Sure.
The drums are like front and center, right?
Yeah.
Halfway through that song, it changed to like a swing beat, right? Which was just it came out of nowhere, and then it shifted back to the main beat. So like I suspect that this band is either led by the drummer, or the drummer just has a much like higher status. And then the other thing I wanted to say was that chorus, the ooh, it totally reminded me of Collective Soul. Collective Soul does that a lot in their choruses, where they have that kind of like ooh chorus. And it's great. I love that. Yeah. Very unique and very interesting. Like I like that kind of music where people are willing to like, let's just throw out the rules of what we're supposed to do and just play, Yeah.
Yeah. Great points regarding the drummer. Definitely the drumming. I've been hearing it too. Like I haven't been focusing on it, but I've been aware of it, if that makes sense. So like definitely it's there. The whole sound of this is just awesome. This really speaks to the kind of music that I really love. I'm sure Murdoch probably knew this. Maybe this is his way of giving. Look, he's given us great albums, but this is probably the most straightforward that he's given us in recent times, where it's like, hey guys, I'm going to go off the album tier for a bit, but here's a rocker. Because he knows that we love rock and roll. I love blues rock. I love this garage sound, rock, bar rock, whatever you want to call it, southern blues, bar rock. It's that distorted guitar, but that great vocal singing, that, like you're saying, that kind of scream, like, but it's not scream, but it's like that raspy, wow, type. Yeah, it's great vocal work, and they're just jamming. Like, again, if you were to see this live, you'd just be every song, you'd be like, you'd be doing this, like, you'd feel the beat of that drum, that live boom, boom feeling of the bass and the drum play. Like, you're gonna have a good time at the show. So.
Yeah.
All right. The last song of part one. We're doing this in two parts, as we do with our album reactions. The last song, Nathan, was their second single, I believe, of the album. No, sorry. Third single of the album. Fifth song on the album. Third single from the album. Fifth song we're going to listen to is called Good Things. Right? And then the parentheses is Boy with a Bomb in his jacket.
Oh, Good Things.
Yeah. Good Things.
Juxtaposition. Here we go.
A little bit of a juxtaposition. Yes. Good word. That's overused.
Yeah, I know. That's because English teachers everywhere make sure everyone knows that word.
Good things will happen, bad things will happen too. Sometimes it's someone down the road, sometimes it's somebody next to you. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end.
Well, this is like
Enjoy it
60s rock.
because you never know when it's gonna end. 37 people on a train. rocket that didn't explode. So everybody made it home and went to bed that night. Good things will happen, bad things will happen too. Sometimes it's someone down the road, sometimes it's somebody next to you. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end. My papa got a job at the mill when he was just 19. He had my mama and my sister, and he knew he had to make us a home. And after 43 years, retirement was more than just a dream. They laid him off last week and told him he was on his own. Good things will happen, bad things will happen too. Sometimes it's someone down the road, sometimes it's somebody next to you. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end.
Very Doors.
Oh yeah.
So good things will happen, bad things will happen too. Sometimes it's someone down the road, sometimes it's somebody next to you. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end. And nobody knows for sure what happened that day. You went off into the woods and you said you had to be alone. When you came home that night, you know you had nothing to say. And there were cuts on your body and your eyes looked just like stone. Good things will happen, bad things will happen too. Sometimes it's someone down the road, sometimes it's somebody next to you. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end. Enjoy it right now, because you never know when it's gonna end. I said good things will happen, bad things. Good things will happen, bad things will happen too.
Okay, you want to know what I think of that song?
Oh boy.
That's the best song so far.
Oh boy.
And it won't go on the playlist, by the way. The playlist is not for the best music. It's for the
Right,
music that fits the situation. But this is their best song. They nailed that late 60s sound. I thought like it's like Santana, The Doors, and a bunch of other bands, and they just, like I said earlier, they went back in time and went, what did they not really fully explore? What
Right.
themes did they not really get into? I love the lyrics too. I just thought like
Yeah.
those are the kind of lyrics I can get behind, because it's kind of like an anthem.
That was a great
for,
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great story of lyrics there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it had everything. To me, that song had all of the components of just a great song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great song. I love this. They slow down. We're halfway through the album. They've kind of slowed down the rhythm, slowed down the drive and bass and all that good stuff. But it's a drawn out song. And this is okay. So to speak to Murdoch's, we're not worried, but he said here, and I'll quote again. He said, "I think you'll either love this for being the perfect retro rock, or you'll hate it for being blatant retro rock." Now I get what he's saying there, because during that song, it was that classic singer singing now, do, and then the guitar, like responding to
Sure.
responding to, but it's done so well, it doesn't matter. It's a nod to that blues rock that I love. You got the slow down, you can almost see the cigarettes, in the lounge, everyone's, the drinks and the smoking, and they're playing the blues rock, and you got the guitar, it's like, singing along with the singer after the singer's done singing, and that back and forth, it's ageless for a reason. So is it a blatant? It doesn't matter. It's that's the music. That's what it is. That's what blues rock does. And so they killed it in that song. Absolutely.
Yeah. How familiar are you with Santana?
He's the one that did that song with what's that song? Smooth with Matchbox 20. Who's that guy? Who's that singer?
Way later in life. Like,
Yeah, well, I know, but that was still 20 years. That was like 25 years ago. That song. Can you believe it? Like 20 odd years ago. Even not 25 years ago. That song came out. What's that song called again?
I don't know.
Oh, what was that song?
That song reminded me of Black Magic Woman, if you've ever heard that song.
Rob Thomas. Yeah, Rob Thomas.
Okay.
That's right. Smooth, yeah.
Like there's some really, really fantastic Santana that I would love to show you, because he was like one of the early, soloists, you'd get these long solos on the album where you didn't really hear that very much with the Beatles. And so like, Santana and others were starting to perfect that idea of having long solos. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, so the next song is track 6. It was the second single from this album. The last single that we're going to listen to from the album is called Open My Eyes, parentheses, folding like a jackknife.
It's like when the levee breaks.
Too many people coming and a going in and out of my life. ship to the bottom like a stone. Falling off a ladder, holy water hellhound, folding like a jackknife. But the truth to myself, no one cuts through the bone. Somebody coming open my eyes. 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 Somebody coming open my eyes.
Woo! That was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, in ways that we can't verbalize quite on.
Oh, this is like, okay, so some of the other songs we've listened to on this album, from what I'm remembering when because we're doing this in two parts, so this is our starting the second part. In the first part, there's a lot of like direct almost homages to 70s rock. And you know what I mean? Like it seemed very obvious. Still great. Still like I think I really enjoyed that. But this one, I mean, you can hear some of the Led Zeppelin riffs. You know, that Bonham beat. You can definitely hear that there. But this is exactly what I was saying earlier, where it's like going back in the past and going, are there some avenues that haven't been explored enough? Let's kind of flesh out some music from that time, and let's make it, you know, better or add some branches to that tree. So I love this. This is probably my favorite song so far.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah,
a great song. Just that somebody. Yeah, we've talked about the vocal work, and I forget the gentleman, the lead singer, Jay Buchanan. His vocal work's great, and I guess it's just so the singer's just the singer. I just suspected there'd be it's a 4-piece band. I don't know if we talked about this yet, Nate.
Okay.
Jay vocals, so he's just the vocal guy, and then Scott Holiday is the guitarist. Dave Bestie is the bass guitar, and then Michael Miley is the drums. That's it. 4 guys. Bass guitar, vocals. I love that old school simplicity, if that makes sense. 4-piece band. Singer, guitarist, bass, drum. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, theoretically, it could be a 3-piece band had the guitarist could sing too, right? So that's what I love is that it's a 4-piece. The young guys too, so the guitarist is only 30 right now. What?
So is the vocalist...
He's 30 now. That means he was like... This is 8... What? He's 22 on this album? Get out of here. What? This was 8 years ago, and he's only 30 right now, Nathan.
Oh, wow. So they were quite young when they started then?
Well, yeah. So
that guy was.
Well, this guitarist... Now, I don't know if this particular guitarist was on old, because this is their 4th studio album. So I wonder if this guy joined the band mid... I'd have to do some digging here. I'm just looking at Wikipedia, and just the guitarist is a guy named Scott Holiday. The other guys actually don't have anything linked to their names other than Scott Holiday.
Here's what I don't understand. These guys are like fantastic. Like, in my opinion, I can't believe that people aren't like lining up to listen in on us listening to this. Because, like, you know what I mean? There's some other bands that we've listened to where we're like, yeah, this is pretty good, and like people come out in droves for some of that music, but this is like this is great. This is, I don't know. It's frustrating to me that like great
I know.
artists kind of like get shuffled to the side for.
Yeah, before people comment on the YouTube, and if they do, that means they didn't watch the whole thing. Yeah, Scott was with them since the beginning. So
Okay.
they are for their first, or it says here, their Rival Sons EP came out in 2011. So that's 11 years ago. So he was just 19 when they started. Wow, young kids, good for them. So this is their fourth studio album, and the guy's only 30 now. This was 8 years ago. So yeah, that's I get a kick out of that. I actually glad I looked. Like, that's great guitar work from a 22-year-old kid.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm glad I looked that up. Okay, this one's called "Rich and the Poor."
Okay. What's the brackets
Right.
part?
Well, yeah, I know. I'm getting there. The brackets part. Great question, Nathan. Is her teeth bound by braces? I don't understand their. I love it though. Her teeth bound by braces. Okay, here we go.
Sounds kind of westerny.
Yeah.
Little organ.
They walked hand in hand to a future unknown. He carried the water in blankets he'd brought, so far past the curfew, and they were alone. Her teeth bound by braces, and his teeth were not. Rich and the poor, that's how people get paid. She said, I'm gonna show you how babies are made. So into the darkness, the rushes and leaves. They walked to the lakeside, the moon hanging high. She showed him such sweet things he could not believe. He would not forget for the rest of his life. The rich and the poor, that's how people get paid. She said, I'm gonna show you how babies are made. The rich and the poor,
I got really strong Western vibes off of that one.
Western, The Doors.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh, it's not as strong as the other song. That was my first initial like knee-jerk response from going from the kind of the banger we just heard to this one. But I love this one. I love that that Western kind of dusty, walking through some sort of post-apocalyptic future at the same time. You can see the lone man on his horse kind of sauntering through, and the silhouette, and like this almost like anime style of sun and dark and shadowy.
Yep.
And I just loved it. It was a great imagery in my head as I was seeing this, and I love that.
He walks into the brothel.
I just loved the whole imagery in my head was amazing.
I thought he walks
Theater
into
of the mind.
a brothel.
Sorry, I said, what's that?
He walks into a brothel.
Oh,
so that he
yeah.
can learn how babies are made.
Yes, that was part of the story, but
Yes.
yes, she said, "I'm going to show you how are they made? Just show me how they feed. That's all I want to know." Okay, what's that, Nathan?
From a bottle. What are you talking about?
I have no idea. Okay.
Okay. What's the next one?
Oh, the next one is called Belle Star, or like Belle Star, Belle, maybe. So it's like a name.
Belle Star.
And Belle Star, and the parentheses is the gem inside sparkles yet.
Belle Star.
Sunset of black velvet, every young cowboy's dream, a pistol for each hand. Remember the outlaw Belle Star, cut down so viciously. Savior, home for the man on the run. The Great Western Valkyrie. Belle Star, shot in the back with the shed not for her bitter tears, nor give the heart pain regret. The casket that lies here, the gem inside sparkles Belle Star, cut down so viciously. Savior, home for the man on the run. The Great Western Valkyrie. Belle Star. Belle Star.
feel like I might have mentioned this in a previous one, so I can't remember if I did. But clearly the drummer in this band is fully featured. Very like he's given like a front row seat to the music, right? The drumming is very, very strong and like varied. And the drummer gets to play around a lot more than you hear. You know how in some bands you kind of like the drummer just kind of exists and they're there and they're, you kind of see them once in a while, but it feels like this drummer has a much more central role to the band. Yeah.
And I was also going to mention the bass playing. I don't think we've mentioned the bass playing. I really heard it on this track. Just complicated. It's all complicated to me because I don't know how to play anything, but just the bass playing, I really noticed the bass line was very intricate and not all over the place in a bad way, but just the song was slow, but the bass line seemed to be faster than the pace of the drum, if that makes sense. Did you catch that?
Yeah, no, and the bass and the drums often work in conjunction. That's kind of their role. But I guess maybe I didn't point it out in a previous one. I probably did, and I'm probably just repeating myself. But
no, it's okay. People don't care anyway. So, Belle Star was a real person.
Oh, okay.
And the song was
keep talking. I'm listening.
Okay. So yeah, she's a real person. Her name was Mira Maybelle Shirley Reed Star, and better known as Belle Star. She was an American outlaw who gained national notoriety after her violent deaths. She was shot by her own gun at the age of 40.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was riding home from a neighbor's house when she was ambushed. After she fell off her horse, she was shot again to make sure she was dead. So I guess she was shot on her horse, fell off the horse, and then she was shot. Her death resulted from shotgun wounds to the back and neck and in the shoulder and face.
Oh, gee.
Legend says she was shot with her own double-barrel shotgun. So I'm just seeing pictures of her here. It's so funny. I see there's a photo over here, those old-timey photos. Mm-hmm. She died at the age of 40. She looks 65 in the photo. It's insane. They're so weathered back then. It's just funny.
Yeah.
But what a tough old woman. Or
what year was that she died?
She lived from 1848 to 1889.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just crazy. She was a thief though. She was a horse thief. She had a couple kids though. Yeah. Okay. The next song is "Where I've Been." And yes, Nathan, what is the parentheses you ask? Great question. The habit wasn't cheap. The habit wasn't cheap.
She said, since we've been together, I've tried not to keep secrets. I was so lost then, I don't like to talk about it. See, I needed money, 'cause the habit wasn't cheap. I gave them my body, and now my memory won't let me sleep. Now I lay beside you, and when you touch me, feel like I don't deserve you. That's when you remind me. She says, how could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been? tried to put myself back together. The war's still going on, and all my brothers are still in danger. Now I am a soldier, and that tradition runs deep. I gave them my body. Now my memory won't let me sleep. Now I lay beside you, and then you touch me. I feel like I don't deserve you. That's when you remind me. I say, how could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been? How could you love me when you know where I've been?
All right. Well, that's my second favorite song of this album. That was it. You know what that reminded me of is Black
I know.
Crowes.
Yeah, I knew it.
Ah, I knew it.
I was like, if Nathan doesn't mention it, I'm gonna say it, and he's gonna say yes, yeah, totally. That is old school Black Crowes, man.
Yeah.
I would assume they are very familiar with their sound. And Black Crowes were Black Crowes back in the '90s. So this is definitely a nod and bringing this back, that bluesy bar.
Oregon. Yep.
Yeah, I just love
She
it.
talks
Yeah,
to angels.
To
Yeah.
angels,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, yeah. And long, not long in a bad way, but it's a longer ballad, like 6 minutes. Like you want that. Yeah, I love it.
And it's
guitar
a
solo.
building ballad
Yeah,
too, you
yeah.
know? Yeah. It's
No, a fantastic song. Great vocal work by the great vocal. I love that rock and roll vocal yell, man. He's got it.
yeah.
Like these guys have that sound. This is I mean, it's a class. If I was to play this song to you, or you to me back in 1990, I would have been like, "Is this the Black Crow?" Like I would, or like, who, I would have, yeah, it fits right in. This would not have been out of place. Like, what kind of futuristic music is this? They would have, yeah, we would have been like, oh yeah, this is it. We got it.
Yeah.
Who is this band? Oh, the new band called Rival Sons. Cool. Like we would have, yeah.
I definitely imagine slow dancing with hot girls at the dance.
Yeah, well, me and you is usually ugly girls, but that's okay.
Oh, it was just me and you sometimes.
Yeah, you and I were just slow dancing together. All right, Nathan, last song on the album. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, it's called Destination on Course.
Okay.
And the parentheses says slipped from the rail.
All right, let's see if this fits into that sweet spot of final song.
Yeah, there we go.
Sail your ships through open, ride the waves that cover me, moving through uncharted space. Solar system, state of grace. Far away from home, return me back to home. Leave your troubles at the door. You haven't lost what you're looking for. Nights that move across the sky, the signal fades, there's no reply. Suddenly refined, you turn the hands of time. Only to unveil your hands have slipped from the rail.
Wow. Oh
I
yeah.
knew that was coming.
Soaring through the night, a salvage
love it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that's an interesting ending.
Yeah. Incredible song, though. I love that. Kind of experimental ending, but I love that kind of haunting vocal work. And yeah, it's a very haunting ending. I love that.
You know what's funny? When this song started, after about the second bar, I was like, oh, okay, this is how they're going to finish it off. And I was like, okay, very simple, kind of whatever. And then it just started to build without me even noticing. And then it became an epic ending song. Like it very, very well done as an ending closer song. I kind of like it, like on closing songs when they do that too, and they kind of just be experimental in the end and kind of leave you hanging a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great little technique. Other bands have done that too.
Of course, yeah.
A lot of albums where they have that last song. Yeah, this was a great listen all the way through. I'm glad we did it like this and not piecemeal. You know,
yes,
we get that like whole Western flavor of the whole album.
Yes.
My question, I guess, would be: is this Rival Sons? Is this how
only good record?
Well, no, I suspect they're
that,
good at. But is this like? Do they always do Western stuff, or is it? This is just kind of.
Good question. They are they considered? When I say South rock blues, but you know what I mean by that, like that outlaw blues rock, Western flair. But this album is called The Great Western Valkyrie, so I think it does seem like a theme album. What do they call it again? Concept album? Is that what
concept album? Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like that might be. I don't know if the storylines necessarily tie in, but it definitely has a Western flair, like a rock Western flair. So good question, Nathan. I don't know if every, but they are from. I don't know their next album. I'm just looking really quickly. The next album is called a Hollow Bones, and it was also recorded in Nashville. So.
Maybe that's
kind of their thing. They're like I would say country rock, but that outlaw rock, blues rock.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
Yeah, so and then the album after that was also recorded in Nashville, and that's their latest one, Feral Roots, in 2019. So I'm sure they're still together, but it's been a few years since their last album. But it's considered blues rock, hard rock. So but recorded in Nashville, which has that. Yeah. Okay, and Alabama as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, awesome stuff.
As always, so this is the great thing about Murdoch, the patron that pledged this. Murdoch always gives us music, and maybe me in particular, but certainly both of us, music that we keep on adding. This would be one I add for sure. There's a lot of
this is a great in there. Yeah, this is great. Throw some songs at me and Nathan from other albums, early, later albums, whatever you want. Live perform. Actually, here's my request. Give us a live performance too. Okay. I would like to see these guys live on stage. I suspect they're probably pretty good on stage. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So let the floodgates open with the Rival Sun fans. Show us what you got, guys. Show us what you got.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. And we hope to see you on the next one.